When is the best time to do a 90-day lock-in? And is right now the best season of your life to complete one? What I have to say, you're probably not going to expect. Well, I have just completed my first 60 days, 2 lots of 30 days in my 90-day lock-in. The things you probably expect me to say is like, okay, what type of season in your life are you in right now? What's going on? Like all those practical questions, right? And you know all of them, you know all of that already. So what the question is you really have to ask yourself is, how are you going to talk to yourself once you're locked in? If you aren't going to talk to yourself kindly and treat yourself kindly like you would your own child, like your friend, like your own client, if you can't talk to yourself kindly and catch yourself when you're starting to even slightly talk unhelpfully to yourself, then that is a sign that maybe you're not ready for the lock-in, because the whole purpose is to enjoy the growth experience. And you're gonna have moments, of course, because you're asking yourself to grow, that is uncomfortable. And if you can't hold yourself through that and be kind to yourself, then that's a whole nother conversation. Because if you have this drill sergeant in your head, I have done things like this before, like 75 hard. Yeah, of course you can push through and you can achieve anything. I bet you've even proven to yourself in the past that you can push through and do anything. But what does it look like to not be a drill sergeant to yourself? What does it look like to treat yourself with kindness and respect in the process? For example, during this period, I've also gotten very sick, and there's actually a whole month right here that I didn't even do. I got vertigo. It was impossible for me to complete steps. And then because of that, I then went off the bandwagon. But do you know what I decided to do? I treated myself kindly. I still filled it in when I could. Obviously, you can go back and check your step counter, for example. And I just decided that these are my first 2 30-day blocks, and this is why I did it in 30-day blocks, and this is my next 30-day blocks coming up. And I was able to be kind to myself throughout this process because I knew I was coming into this 90-day block knowing that I was going to treat myself with that kindness. So when you sit down to do your 90-day lock-in, you've got the plan overall, which I've discussed in a previous video in the playlist. I've got the whole process. It really is a great way because it's got to be aligned for you, what you put in your plan. But then essentially you're working on some really big marketing tasks throughout this process. At the end of the day, what makes up this is usually a really big project, something that you haven't done before, that you are wanting to complete in your business and or life. So when we're doing something new, like launching a new offer, a new webinar, maybe it's getting on YouTube, whatever it might be, our brain offers us lots of thoughts and it can feel very dysregulating. And that's when we do things like procrastinate or sabotage or get distracted with other things. But I want to really make note here that procrastination, in whatever form it comes for you, or overthinking or doubting, whatever it might be, procrastination is simply just a symptom of something that's happening internally for you, typically with our thoughts and our emotions. And it's actually not the procrastination exactly that you need to address. It is what's behind the procrastination. Let's say you need to complete a new sales page, or you're recording a webinar, or it could be you're writing a sales email sequence. In the process of not just completing that task, needing to sit down and do it, in the thinking of the task and even after the task, you can have 3 different types of thoughts come up. You have past related thoughts, which is, I've always found it's a flavor of, I should have already done that. Oh, why didn't I already think of that? Why didn't I do that? Like comparing yourself to the past, that thinking in the past. Then we have thoughts that can overwhelm us and cause the brakes to come on, and we can pause, freeze. It might look like doing something else instead of that thing that you wanted to do that you literally put in your 90-day lock-in. And in the present moment, those thoughts could look like, is this enough? Is such and such going to like it? Is it as good as what I see over there? So you're comparing or you're thinking it's not good enough and wanting to perfect, they're the present moment type of thoughts. Then we also have this whole other bundle of thoughts that come in, which is future-based thoughts, which looks like worry and even anxiety of like, okay, is this even going to work? Will all this effort and this work I'm even putting in, will it even pay off? Now you can see with whatever flavor of thought you have, the thought is going to be in one of those buckets. You can see that when any of these thoughts are happening, it stops you from being present and letting yourself lock in like you had committed to. So when these thoughts happen, it's important to catch these thoughts, and that is what I found. Because as you can see here, green means I did it, red means I was meant to do it but didn't, black means it wasn't relevant for that specific day. And when I go through this, I can see how I'm getting better and better at catching the thoughts, but the thoughts still happen. I hope that just, locking in would mean that all the thoughts would disappear. I'm locking in now. No, the thoughts are still there, and now I'm catching them. And in the process of catching them, this is what I do, and this is what I help everyone achieve, because this happens no matter what level. I have worked with multi-millionaires. It doesn't matter your income level. It doesn't matter your years of experience. I've had clients that I've actually worked with clients over 80 years old that are still running their business. So it happens everywhere. There's no escaping it. If only, right? So what you need to do is you need to write down, literally pen and paper, write down what the thought is that you're having. Write down the feeling, the emotion you feel when you think that thought. Then write down the action you take, which could also look like a lack of action, when you're thinking and feeling that way. And then you write down the result of what just happened there. Then you want to draw a line and write it again, but hang on, if I switch this thought and I thought this instead, what is a thought that you can get on board with, you can believe, okay, how does that make me feel when I'm feeling like that? Okay, what does it make me then action on? And what's the result of thinking, feeling, and then taking that action? What is the result of all of that equal? And you'll see there, I'll put an example on the screen, you'll see the difference it makes. So the whole process of locking in is it's to bring up what's meant to be brought to the surface so that you can achieve the result that is on the other side. But it's meant to look messy. So the thing here, and I hope you can feel me, is that it's not meant to be perfect, which brings me to be able to look at the tasks like my dog's Instagram account. I've just kept it as black the whole time. Old me would have done red the whole time. You didn't do it at all. But it's like, no, I haven't even decided to start yet. But I am deciding to start this final 30 days. So if I don't do it, then it will be marked red. And also I noticed it's 2 times posting for Zizi. So it's for my dog's account. So therefore it would look like blacks, except for 2 a week I'm expecting myself to post. And also reminding myself why I wanted to do that. And looking back at my reasonings why, it was because I have all this videos of my dog. I will watch videos of dogs on Instagram, and I do my 10 to 12,000 steps every day anyways. It is so fun to look back on your own videos, and I'm sure once you have children, you'll do it of your children, but of my dog. And I'm like, oh, I might as well post it. Instead of just sending it to my friends and family, I can post it to the Instagram that they're all following anyways. And when I remind myself of that why, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that and I want to do that. That was the whole point in the first place. But I hope you can hear using this as an example of that, because I'm talking to myself kindly is because I knew it was time for me to do a 90-day lock-in. What I like to say is this is nothing but just a data point. Just like when I'm helping my clients with their marketing and we're doing the unlaunch process, getting their funnels up, it's a data point, not a judgment point. And the more and more we can see it as the game it is, and imagine playing a board game with someone right now. I've got a skipper game right next to me and the pizza party game, because we like to play board games in the morning with breakfast here. And literally you like roll the dice and you have to match it up. Imagine if you were like getting angry at yourself while you're playing this board game and you're being like, oh, I'm such an idiot, I rolled the wrong dice. That's no fun. It's like, oh, just keep rolling, keep going. And you want to bring that fun energy. The same thing goes for this. How can you see your lock-in as a game and it's a data point? Oh, okay, I want to switch that. Or maybe, for example, me putting that to-do of ZZ down here, maybe I don't actually want to do it. And that's what I've had to check in with my 5 early bed routines. I actually had a call with my coach the other night and I realized, oh no, I really do want that. I love the fact that I've been in a late night routine and the productivity that I can get from a late night routine. And I can also get that same productivity from an early morning routine and getting to see the sunrise every day. So both are good and not making myself wrong, and then tuning in with, okay, what do I want? Because I think so often we're not actually asking ourselves, what do we want? And taking the action from that place. And it's like increasing your thermostat. If you've ever read The Big Leap, this book, it's about increasing your thermostat because life gets to be that good. And this lock-in is about you making conscious decisions to make your life that good and showing yourself what can unfold on the other side, which is exactly what I say in marketing is you need that unwavering mindset. You're unlaunching your funnel and you watch the results unfold. The same thing happens in your life when you're doing this. So I will be back after my next, maybe I'll even come in at halfway through my 30-day lock-in here with another update. But please, I would love to know, are you starting or are you currently in a lock-in? Maybe a 90-day lock-in? Is it business focused? Is it life focused? Mine's both. I've got a wedding coming up in like 44 days. So literally I've got the last 30 days to go just before the wedding. So I will be back in to give you an update and I'll have more videos on my channel all about funnels because that is the thing that I love to talk about and the difference it can make in your life. Having funnels set up in your business is honestly like my love language. So I will be back with more content about that and I will see you in the next update.